Flosstube. This is my Flosstube number 2 and it's Monday the 20-something of January, 21st I think, and it's about 11 o'clock in the morning here in the UK, and I don't know if you can see out of the windows, it's a really beautiful winter day here. So the sun is shining, the sky is blue, although they're saying that we may get some more wintry weather later on in the week, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. There might be a bit of sleet, maybe even a sprinkle of snow here in the southwest. We don't really tend to get very much snow down here. My friends in the north of the country tend to get a lot more snow than we do, but certainly this time last year we had about, I don't know, about 4 inches, 5 inches of snow, which is quite unusual for us, but we do love the snow when we get it. It's nice to have a couple of days off school and work, and just have that family time, but it's a very, very rare event for us here. I wanted to thank you all for the amazing welcome that you've given me to Flosstube, and I've seen it before so many times that actually our cross-stitching community is so welcoming, so friendly, and it's been really lovely for me to experience that firsthand over the last week. It's been a joy to have you come over, to like my channel, to subscribe, to read your comments. I think I've managed to answer all of your comments, so please accept my apologies if I have missed you. I've been really trying hard to make sure that I reply to everybody, but just thank you all for the lovely welcome that you've given me. It really has made me very happy, and I think even the teenagers impressed at me hitting over 100 subscribers in my first week. So always nice to impress a teenager. As you know, that doesn't happen very often, but he did tell me that he'd watched my last video. Hi Ben, I don't know if you're watching again, but here's your embarrassing mum again for you. So I just thought I'd share with you a little bit of what I've been up to this week, and I wanted to do a WIP parade for you. I don't have loads and loads of WIPs. I think we're running at around 12 WIPs at the moment. No, I think that's gone up to 13 with my New Year start. So not loads and loads to show you, but hopefully there will be some projects there that maybe will interest you. I will do my best to make sure that I put descriptions in the box underneath. So if there's anything that really catches your fancy and you don't catch the name of it, hopefully I'll have managed to put it down at the bottom for you. But if I've missed something, maybe a detail that you want to know about, then please just leave me a comment and I will do my best to reply to those. So get yourself a drink of something nice. I have my lovely big mug here. Well, I'm not quite sure it's big enough, but I've recently discovered fruit tea. I've been a tea drinker for many years, but always just normal black tea with a splash of milk. And I was staying at a hotel with work just before Christmas. Excuse me. And for some reason, I thought I'd try one of the fruit teas that had been left in the room, and I loved it. And I've always thought that fruit tea smells much better than it tastes. But I've discovered a couple now that I really, really enjoy. So I've been drinking quite a lot of these. I found them from Amazon. They're made by Clipper Teas. So this is a red fruit and aronia, which I love, really, really love. And there's another one that I've just tried, which is a wild berry one that comes in a purple box. That's a Clipper one as well. And they really are delicious, and it's nice to be cutting down on the caffeine. So normally I drink decaf tea, but these make a lovely alternative when I don't necessarily want a proper tea, but just to have a warm drink. Bonus, they also taste pretty good cold, which, as any of you stitchers will know, we quite often end up with a cold drink when we get a bit carried away with our stitching. So it's nice to find a drink that tastes good cold, because I was forever microwaving my cups of tea, and my husband said to me, "You must really, really like microwave tea." And I said, "Why?" And he's like, "Because you have it so often." And that was absolutely true. I was always microwaving my tea. I still am, but at least these give me a nice alternative. So, enough chatter. Let's get into the WIPs. So, this week I've been doing some more work on "'Tis the Season." Let me find you a picture of that without showing you the chart. There we go. So "'Tis the Season," and I've got that in the Home for the Holidays book by Blackbird Designs. Sorry, you can bring that up there. So lots and lots of people have been doing this one. It was a stitch along just before Christmas. It's my lovely project bag here and matching grime guard from Be Crafty Bags, and you can find them on Facebook. Nicola, who owns Be Crafty Bags, is really lovely, really super helpful. If you can't see anything you like on her page, she's quite happy to source fabric for you, and she has also made bags for me using my own fabric that I've given her. And I met Nicola at a retreat that I was away in last October, and I know she's going to be at the same retreat as me at the end of February, and I already have a bag on order. But bags are lovely, fully lined. Let me just show you. Fully lined with lovely coordinating fabric. Little pockets here, so 2 little pockets there for your scissors or for your flosses. Sorry, I'm not showing these very well. There we go, 2 little pockets. I keep my felt in there that I use for my snaps. So if I'm putting my Q-snap over area that I've already stitched, I just put a bit of felt between the stitching and the snap bit of the frame, just to protect my stitching. So my beautiful bag there. I have more of Nicola's bags that I will be showing you as I get my WIPs out. So, and lovely matching grime guard. So let's show you how far I've got with this one this week. So so this is where we're at now. Have I got that all on? Yeah. So when I showed you this last week, I had only just done a couple of the leaves here. So all of the other leaves and the berries and the snowflake there, I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So that's all what I've been doing this week. So I've spent probably about, I don't know, 4 evenings on that one this week. I don't get huge amounts of stitching time. And I'm trying to sort of make sure I at least touch on a couple of WIPs each week so that I've got something to show you. So that's what I've done on that one this week. The fabric, I still haven't been able to find the name of this fabric, which is really unusual for me, to be honest, because I normally keep the outer packaging in with whatever my pattern is. So when I'm stitching it, I just keep everything in my project bag normally. I'm not quite sure why I haven't done that with this one, and I can only assume it's 40 count. It's definitely 40 count. Hang on a minute, I'm going to have a rummage in my project bag, see if I can find that for you, because it is really, really, it's a nice linen. It's not anything special in terms of, it's not a hand dyed or anything, but I do remember it being 40 count. No, I'm really sorry, it's not in there, so that's me being a bit rubbish. That's not a very good start, is it? But anyway, it's a 40 count linen. I'm stitching 1/2 with the Victorian Motto sampler threads. So that's the pack of threads that Nancy at Victorian Motto designed specifically for this design, and the colours in here are absolutely beautiful. I'll get them out to show you. Watch me drop them everywhere now. They really are stunning, stunning colours. All these lovely shades of green and grey. So there we go. And that red is just incredible. It's a joy working with those threads. I've never had any Victoria Motto threads before. That was Flosstube enabling me, and it really has been lovely to work with the threads. Nancy over at Victoria Motto has been so helpful, and was able to make sure that I got exactly what I needed when I just messaged her. I've since managed to find her over on eBay, and I'm sure there will be many more purchases to come. I know she does do a monthly thread club. I've got to be honest, I love the idea of monthly clubs, of fabric clubs and thread clubs. I really love the idea of getting a package every month in the post and it's a surprise and you don't know what you're getting. I love the idea of that, but I also, because I don't have like loads and loads of money to spend, I spend more than I should. I mean, my husband will tell you that, but because I don't have loads of money to spend on stitching, I prefer to choose what I'm getting with my money. I've had a couple of times where I've maybe bought a mystery box or something like that, and most of the time it works out really well. But just sometimes I've bought it and I've not liked the fabric or I've not liked the threads or whatever. So generally speaking, I prefer to choose what I'm buying with the money that I've got. But I do still really love the idea of having a surprise in the post each month. So I tend to dabble in these things rather than being a regular subscriber. Excuse me while I have another drink. Some of you commented last week about my teacups and things in the background here on my dresser. I don't know if you can see those there. So they're mostly trios, so that's a teacup and saucer and then a little plate that goes with them. There are a couple that are just cups and saucers. Most of them are old, not all of them. So the ones up at the very top there, they're all more modern ones. You can't see those ones very well, but they're all made to look like flowers, and the saucers are made to look like flowers as well. But then the ones on the actual shelves of the dresser here, all except for that one, which is an Alice in Wonderland, all the other ones are old, but they're not kind of anything in particular. I don't collect to collect a specific make or anything like that. I just collect them because I love them, because I think they're pretty. I won't pay silly amounts of money for them. I was watching one on eBay the other night that I absolutely adored, and it went for £75, and I'm not going to spend £75 on a cup and saucer. It's just not going to happen. So if I can get them for what I think is a reasonable amount of money, or I pick them up when I go round to different fairs and things like that, or if I see one on eBay that I just think is pretty. This one here, bring this one over to show you just a cup. This one is kind of the odd one out. This one is purely sentimental value, because it's the china that my gran used to have. So when I was a child growing up and we used to go to Gran's for lunch or whatever, this was her china. So I found this one on eBay and I just had to have it for the sentimental value. But it really is an odd one out. It doesn't kind of fit in character or anything with any of the others. Oh, and the cat's come to say hello. This is Blackberry. He's my stitching buddy. He quite often sits on the sofa next to me while I'm stitching in the evening. He really is a lovely boy. He's about 5 years old now. He likes company, but he's not a major cuddler. He'll occasionally jump up on my lap, but doesn't tend to stay for very long, but he does love company, so he likes to be with us. He'll sit on the sofa next to us, or just to kind of wander around and be in the room with us, which is I think why he's appeared now. He just likes to be around, he just likes to know that we're here. But we picked him up from the Blue Cross. We picked him up from the Blue Cross when he was just a kitten. No, they're an animal rescue place. He was just a tiny kitten of about 9 weeks old when we brought him home. So he's been with us really ever since our daughter started school. He's just jumped up behind the camera, so I'm hoping he's not going to knock anything over. So apologies if I have to catch in a minute. So anyway, back to what I've been up to this week. My very stylish project bag on this one, I'm sure you'll agree. This is the only piece I have that isn't in a lovely project bag. And this is one that you will be familiar with. It's the Quotes to Live by Stitch Rovia. I don't think, a picture of the whole thing, but what I can show you, I'll try and zoom in closely for you there. Is kind of, that's most of it. I don't have a picture of the whole thing. So I've dug this one out to work on again, and I've been working on this square here. So I've spent 2 or 3 nights stitching on this one this week. So as you can see, I've not had a huge amount of time. I must admit, I've also really been struggling to kind of get back into this one. I'd put it down for quite a while, not really done anything on it, and it's been a struggle to get back into it, but I really want to finish this one. It's a stitch along from 2017, so you know, clearly I didn't manage to keep up with it, and I just want to finish it because I love it. I love the piece. This is how much I've done so far. So you can see I didn't get very far with the header, but I've just got, in terms of the quote stitches, I've got this one down here to finish, and then just this top right corner here to finish up. So I'm nearly done with the squares, and then I've got that massive header there. For those of you that have seen it, you'll know it's all full coverage, that header, and it's quite a big size. I'm not a great full coverage person, and I think, to be honest, it was these 2 squares here that are full coverage. Sorry, I'm going off shot. Those 2 squares on either side there that are full coverage, they were the ones that really kind of slowed down my momentum on this piece, because they just took me a lot longer than I was expecting them to. So although it was fairly easy stitching, you know, all the background is just solid colour, it just kind of, I lost my momentum with the piece then. But yeah, I'm doing okay. This is on my plans to definitely get this one finished this year. So got that square to finish, the header, and then there's a beautiful border that goes all the way around, which I'm hoping once I get into it won't take me too long. But when I was looking at it the other day, the border itself is about 4 kind of rows of stitching. So we'll see. I'm not going to worry too much about it. We'll just get to it when I get to it. But yes, this is definitely one that I'm intending to finish this year, so that I can get it up on my wall and actually enjoy all the hard work that's gone into it. So I'll be doing a bit more on that one probably for the next couple of nights, and then I'll switch out to a different WIP. Okay, we're going for a bit of potluck. I know what this one is. See, I said the last one was the only one that wasn't in a nice project bag, and then I've just pulled this one up. So clearly this one isn't in a nice project bag either. Nicola, I need more project bags. This one, again, this was a 2017 stitch along, and it's another one that I did lose my momentum with a bit. I am very, very sure I don't have a picture of this one as a finished piece. I've also done a naughty thing and left it on my hoop. So, you know, I've lost brownie points, haven't I? I left it on my hoop. This one has actually been living in my car for the last however long, because I thought, oh, I'll keep it in the car, and then if I ever get, you know, stuck in traffic, or I have 5 minutes while I'm waiting for my daughter to come out of a drama lesson or something like that, I could just pick it up and stitch on it. I haven't touched it since it's been in my car, because I tend to go where I need to go. I get out, I do what I need to do, and I tend to get back in and just come home. And thankfully, touch wood, I haven't been stuck in any horrendous traffic for quite a long time. You know, that kind of traffic where you've turned your engine off because you're not going anywhere for a long, long time. Thankfully, none of that. But anyway, this is Under the Sea by Lakeside Needlecraft. That's how far I've got. So I've managed to get the top row done, which was the first 4 months, and I'm partway through month 5, which is the lovely seahorses there. So, and the actual seahorses are, I think, pretty much mostly stitched anyway. There's back stitching to do on those, and then some little fishies that go in with them. This is Ada, which is very unusual for me. I've pretty much abandoned stitching on Ada in favour of linen for preference, or even weave at a push. So, sorry, the Stitch Rovia piece that I showed you just now, that one is on Aether, A-E-T-H-E-R, and that is an even weave, 32 count from Chromatic Alchemy. This one was just the fabric that Lakeside had commissioned to go with this stitch along, so I don't know if you can see, it's kind of made to look a bit watery, but that's just a printed fabric, so it's just it's plain white on the back. I don't think my back's too horrendous to show you. So it's lovely, it really is lovely, and I don't know why this one's fallen out of favour with me, because I love seeing each bit come to life, and this is one of those pieces where the back stitch makes so much difference. You know, there are some pieces where you back stitch and yeah, it looks nice, it adds something, but this is one where it really, really brings it to life. I made a couple of changes on a couple of bits of this. So there were some bubbles, I don't know if you can see there. They were charted as just a normal cross stitch over a single square, and I actually chose to do those as French knots because I thought they looked a bit more bubbly. And I don't mind French knots. I'm fairly okay at them. I won't say I'm the world's best, because that would not be true, but I'm fairly okay with them. I'm fairly comfortable. As long as I sort of take my time and I concentrate on what I'm doing, then I can actually get my French knots looking quite nice. But anyway, that one's not going back on the hoop. You'll be pleased to know I'm going to leave it off the hoop, and I'll just pop that one away. So what's next in terms of my WIPs? I can't even remember what's in these bags. So this is another Be Crafty bag. This is one that Nicola made from fabric that I had bought and supplied her with. So lovely stitchy fabric there, tape measures, and she does that contrast fabric on the bottom as well. And then let me show you this lining inside. I love it so much. All the cotton reels, and there you see Nicola's logo there. But I love this lining so much. Unfortunately, I didn't buy enough of the lining fabric for my ground guard, so I've got the tape measure fabric for my ground guard for this one. So this is Waxing Moon Designs, January of the monthly samplers. So this one, let me get the chance out for you. I did show you this one in my last video, and I haven't done anything with it since then, but I just want to show you all my WIPs so you kind of know where I am and what I'm up to. So that was that one. I bought that from Etsy, and I'm using the called for threads, so there's a mixture of Weeks Dye Works and DMC on that one. And that fabric, I do have a note of it somewhere. Right, wrote it down, it's all good. So it's a Swigart 32 count Belfast linen, and it's called Vintage Grey. So this is another one that's a printed fabric rather than hand dyed. So you can see on that side there's all the lovely kind of mottling and marking on it, but then on the back that's just plain grey there. I really like these Waxing Moons designs. So I think so far I've bought up to, I think, April. I'm trying to buy one a month, but I've had a couple of months off for Christmas because the money's gone for Christmas things. So I need to get back into the swing of things in February and carry on with buying one a month, so that I'm gradually getting all the charts, and then I will just stitch them as and when. So when I finish January, I'll move on to February, and that will stick with my finish one, start one that I am trying to do at the moment. So that's gone back in its project bag, and then all of the bits and pieces go in a pop bullet like this. So I keep my threads, my chart. I also keep a pair of scissors in each pack. I don't spend loads on my scissors. I don't buy like gingers or anything like that. I will show you my favourite scissors in a minute, because I will have some definitely in my next bag. But I tend to keep everything I need for that project in the pop wallet. The pop wallet goes in the project bag, and then I can grab my project bag and go and know that I've got everything I need. So I will have spare needles in there, just everything. Okay, what's next? Another Be Crafty bag. Oh, this is so cute. Don't you just love that fabric? I love this. So cute. So we've got the little marching mice along the top, and then, oh, I haven't seen you for a long time. Sorry. Inside we have lovely little robins. So this is one that I've hardly started this one, and I haven't seen it for ages. So this is one that I started, I think, Christmas 2016, I think. And you'll see in a minute, I've literally put a handful of stitches into it. So this is from Iota's Cross Stitch, or Iota's Cross Stitch, I don't know how you say that. Iota's Cross Stitch, and it's a white Christmas tree. So pretty. I absolutely love this design. And this one has, like, here we go, it came as a kit. It has 5 colours in it. That's it, 5 colours. Just whites and greys. So I'm stitching this one on Navy Ada again. Having said I very rarely stitch on Ada, that's all I've done. So, you know, not a lot to write home about. That Needleminder's cute though. I think that was from So Heavenly Needleminders, which you can find on Facebook. So really, I need to do something with that, but I think I've got other projects at the moment that I want to spend my time on more. So as much as I love that one, I think it's going to stay on hold, certainly for a while, until I can kind of, you have to be in the zone for things, don't you? You have to kind of, you have to feel the love for your projects, and you know, I'm very much like, this is a hobby. I do it for enjoyment. I do it to relax myself. I don't want to stitch something that I'm not feeling the love for, because what's the point of that? So, you know, it'll come out again. It will. This is not a Be Crafty bag. This, I don't think she actually has a business name, because it's the mum of one of the ladies that I go on the memorabilia retreats with. So this is Ina's mum. Ina, if you are watching this and your mum has a name for her business, can you just put it in the comments and I'll make sure I give her a mention next time. Now this is gorgeous, another kind of stitchy type bag, sewing type bag, with the lovely red polka dots on the bottom, and then the lining is really gorgeous. Oh, look at that. Lovely stitching material. And we even have a little thread bobbin on the zipper. So that's super cute. This one, oh my word, I love this. I'm going to have to get it out Q-Snap to show you. I will try and find a picture of this one to show you properly, so that you can see. Oh, this is a Carolyn Manning Designs. If you haven't discovered Carolyn Manning yet, you need to go find her. She's on Facebook. She's got a Facebook group, and she has a website, and I believe she's Canadian. So this is, sorry, got a loose thread there. Summer Garden Labyrinth. Oh, there we go. So she released a Garden Labyrinth for each season. But look at the detail in that. There is so much detail in there. All the little bugs and flowers, but the colours are, oh my word, I love this. But because of all the detail, there are so many colour changes, you can't really get into a rhythm with it. So I tend to pick it up and I do a bit, and I love it. But it's not one that you ever see like a ton of progress on. So when I only get like an hour or so to stitch, and I might get 2 flowers done or something, and sometimes I like to see things moving on a little bit more quickly than that. So I do love it. I do really love it. I have bought the charms, and I even have identified a spot in my house where I want to put them when they're finished. So, you know, I will crack on with this one, because it is just beautiful. So the fabric again is that Swangardt Vintage Grey 32 count linen. And actually I need to show you my needleminder on this one, because this is a super cute needleminder. Any bee lovers here? So Donna Ray, I don't know if you're watching. They haven't quite got the weighting right on the needleminder. That's the only thing I would say. They need a bigger magnet. But it's by Pedro's Plaques, and they're on Etsy. And they make all the needleminders themselves out of polymer clay. So yeah, the only thing I would say is it could do with a bigger magnet, just to hold it in place a little better. But I absolutely love the design on that one. It's so super cute. So anyway, that's Carolyn. I think that one may well get some love in the near future, because just getting it out now, and those colours are just so happy. How can you not be happy looking at those colours? Just, it's nice doing a WIP parade. It's like finding all these long lost friends, you know. Some of these projects, it really has been quite some time since they've been out of the bag. So I'm trying to put away as I go, because otherwise I'm just gonna have such a mess when I finish, and I'm not going to know where anything goes. And just so right. Love this bag. This is one that Nicola from Be Crafty Bags made for me with fabric that I had found. So this is so autumnal. I love this. And the little acorns at the top. And I'll show you the lining fabric in a minute because it's just too cute. Oh, just throwing everything on the floor now. Right, there we go. My lovely squirrels on the lining. So this one is Autumn Tree by Barbara Anna Designs. There we go. I only discovered Barbara Anna quite recently, and now I've got about 6 of her designs on my wish list. So it's Autumn Tree, and I started this one at the retreat in October and haven't done a huge amount before, but there you go. My retreat Needleminders, and another one there that Charisse made for me. So Charisse from Denkai Designs made the lovely squirrel. That one. In fact, Charisse made the retreat ones as well, actually. So I need to tell you, right, I'm using the Colourful threads, and I really want to tell you what the fabric is. So bear with me while I have a little rummage to try and find out what this fabric is, because the colour is amazing. Right, so it's an Extrude Designs fabric. It's a 36 count linen, and it's willow green, and oh my goodness, it just makes all those autumnal colours pop so much. So anyway, that's Barbara Anna Designs. I want to get back to this one. I might have to dig this one out this week. I promised to show you my scissors, didn't I? So these scissors, let me try and put them that way up so you can see how pretty they are. I get these from Wish, a website, and I usually pay about £3 for them, and they are so sharp and pointy and do everything that I want my scissors to do, like cut things. But they are fantastic scissors. They also, so this was the kind of copper colour, and they also do them in like a vintage silver colour. The silver ones tend to be a little bit more expensive, not very much, you know, maybe we're talking £1 or more, and they're really pretty. I think I have got one pair of the silver, but the Barbara Anna Designs, I'm just using the Colourful DMC on that one, on my Autumn Tree. I'm trying to put things so I know what I've showed you already. This is another Be Crafty bag using fabric that I found for Nicola. I'm going to show you that side because how cute. I love those little foxes at the top. Ah, I know what this is. See, I need a peacock bag for this one. There. You know what that is, don't you? You can tell just by looking at my needle winder and my fabric that is a peacock. But as you can see, this peacock has not got very far. So Mr. Peacock was actually, he's called Prince from Moon Enchantress Designs on Etsy. I am using the Colourful DMCs. Look at all those colours. Just, oh, gorgeous, gorgeous colours. I'm trying to find a cover picture for you so that I can show you what he's going to look like when he's finished. So this is, oh, doesn't look like I have a picture. I'm going to try and find a picture for you, and I'll put it in kind of here of what he will look like when he's done. I'm getting myself in a muddle now. So I'm just trying to find what the fabric is, because it's absolutely stunning. So that one is from Gingerbread Designs, and it's peacock feathers, and it's 32 count linen. So I just want to give you a flash of that fabric again, because it is absolutely amazing. Now that was my New Year's start, the 1st of January 2018, and I'm not sure I picked it up since, to be honest. So it will come out again because it's beautiful, but it's quite a big piece. I think part of the problem was I thought I'd ordered all of the threads, and then I'd started in the middle with that one, and then I got to kind of like the next bit and then found I hadn't got all of the threads, so it kind of got stopped. And although I ordered the thread and the thread is in there now, I never really picked it up again to do any work on it. But it's beautiful, so I need to do something. I need to crack on with it, don't I? So put that one away in a bit. This, my Alice in Wonderland bag. I need to get more Alice in Wonderland bags. So this bag, love carry handles. It's from Vintage Lindy Lou. So I'll put that there. I don't know if you can read that. Vintage Lindy Lou on Etsy. But oh my word, the lining on this one. Hang on. I took everything out onto my lap just so that you can see the lining. And apparently onto the floor as well. There. Oh, love, 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 love. So I think the actual bag is reversible. She's made it so that I can use it either way. But, you know, being realistic, if you have the white fabric on the outside, nah, that's not really going to work, is it? So, Vintage Lindy Lou, little matching pouch for all my goodies. So this is my memorabilia. Oh no, where have I put it up? Apparently, I've lost it. No, really sorry. This is Mermaid of the Pearls, and I will find a picture of her and put her in. So I haven't got very far. This was my retreat start at the memorabilia retreat last April. So I've kind of done, there's a little bit more of her tail that goes under the snap frame. And my grime guard there that matches my bag. This is on, I bought this one as a kit from eBay, and it came kitted up with this linen. I think it's something like seafoam, maybe it's Weigar, I'm not sure. But it's not hand dyed or anything like that. Just, I'm going to have to find the actual chart because I've got my working copy there, and I think I might have put the chart somewhere safe. We all know what that means, don't we? And lastly, or last one I can show you, I have one other WIP that I can't show you because it's a gift, and probably at this stage in my Flosstube life I'd be fairly safe that they're not watching me, but just in case, I don't want to spoil the surprise. So I'm not going to show you my final WIP, but this is the last one I can show you. This is Gingerbread Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. I'm stitching the whole thing on one piece, and I am on, let me check which part I'm on now. I'm on part 8 of this, part 8 out of 11. So I haven't got loads more to do. So I've just really started the bottom row. So I'm just taking it off the frame one moment. So there we go, that's what I've done so far. I don't know if that's all in. Yep, there we go. So I love this piece. I really, really love it. So I'm just working on this house down here, which is where I got to before I decided to switch out my rotation and work on something else. And I think I stopped working on it because I wanted to work on 'Tis the Season, because I thought I had more chance of getting 'Tis the Season finished for Christmas than I did of getting this one finished for Christmas. And then, you know, I'd kind of forgotten about the mad crazy run up to Christmas and how actually I really wasn't going to have any stitching time, and I didn't finish any of them. But you know, that's okay. So I'm really sad though. I've been putting the buttons on as I've done each part, and if you can see, I broke my button that's in the middle there. I think I caught it when I was putting the snap frame on one day, so I'm going to have to try and get another button to replace that one so that I can put a new button on. So I do love this piece. I ordered it as an auto ship from the Patchwork Rabbit, and I ordered the Call fabric, and I really wish I hadn't done that, because you know, it's just kind of beige and a bit boring, and I really, really wish that I'd actually thought about it for a moment. And I want to stitch it, I want it on blue. You know, blue would have been so nice, it would have made the colours really, really pop. So I'm a little bit sad that I just went with the beige fabric, but you know, by the time I thought, oh, I'm not really feeling this fabric, I'd stitched too much and I wasn't going to stop. So I'm going with it. Lesson learned, you know, don't go with the Call fabric, because I have a lovely fabric stash. I'm very, very blessed that I have a lovely stash of fabric. I've got plenty that I could have chosen from, and I really wish that I had. But I still love this design. I'm still going to get it finished. But this is another one that is on my plans to get finished this year. So I've buried my notes now. It's not very helpful. So on my plans to finish this year are 'Tis the Season, Kites to Live By, the one that I'm doing as a gift that I can't show you, and this one, which is a Gingerbread Village from Country Cottage Needleworks. So those are my plans to finish this year, but I'm going to be working on other stuff in between. I'm going to try to stick to finish one, start one, except for planned occasions. So for example, at the retreat that I'm going on at the end of February, I've got a planned start for then, which is going to be Harbour Haven by the Bay Needleworks, which I mentioned to you last time. And I've got a couple of others I'm planning to start at various points during the year. But other than that, I'm going to be quite strict with myself. It's finish one before you start one. So that I want to keep my WIPs kind of under 15, because I'm comfortable with that amount. I know for some people 15 is like nothing. But, you know, we stitch because we love it, because it's what we love to do, and we have to do what works for us and what makes us happy. And under 15 WIPs is good for me. So that's what I'm going to try and stick with. So that's all my WIPs. I said I was going to put away as I go along, and I'm still going to have a horrendous mess here to tidy up, because I haven't. So I wanted to show you a couple of bits of haul I had this week. So these are things that I actually ordered quite some time ago. They're all from the Crafty Kitten. And I mentioned earlier about I don't really tend to do mystery boxes and floss clubs and fabric clubs and everything. My exception to that is often, not always, but often, the Crafty Kitten mystery box. So she does a mystery box every month. Excuse me while I grab a drink a minute. So a mystery box every month, and last year she themed them all on fairy tales, and this year I think she's theming them all on countries. But you know, I'm a bit of a sucker for a fairy tale, so I didn't buy all of them last year, but I did buy quite a few of them. I think I probably bought 9 or 10 out of the 12 that she did last year. So this was, I think, November's mystery box. So I always buy the large mystery box, which gets me a fat quarter fabric, so 18 by 27 piece of fabric, and you get fabric in your choice. So this is a 40 count linen. Now this was called Golden Gingerbread. These are not colours that I would normally choose, but I actually think with the right project on there, that would look amazing. So I just need to find what I think is going to be the right project for that, and I think that could be amazing. But I tend to prefer kind of blues and greens over these kind of more autumnal colours, but that is a beautiful, beautiful colour. So with my piece of fabric, I also got a Krynic. I don't know if you can see the colour, but that's 201C. It's kind of a brown with the metallic. I don't know if I can get that to sparkle for you. And we get 2 threads. So often we get a silk and a cotton. This month it was 2 cottons. So we've got a classic colour that works, which is German chocolate. Beautiful, beautiful kind of chocolate brown, and oh, look at the variegation in there. I don't know if you can see those. You see those colours? There we go. And this one is Grits from Weeks Dye Works, which is just a really nice kind of off-white, sort of winter white sort of colour. And we get usually a little packet of Mill Hill beads. Like these are, just love them. So you can imagine them being the sweets on the gingerbread house, can't you? So the theme for that box was Hansel and Gretel. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that. But this is my Hansel and Gretel box. So the gingerbread fabric for the house, sweets on the house, and then we have the chocolate. And the grits, I believe, if I can remember the story correctly, is what the witch fed Hansel and Gretel on while she had them locked up. I believe she fed them on grits or porridge or something like that. So all of the elements to the box will be related to the fairy tale in some way. So as I say, this year Dawn at Crafty Kitten is doing countries, so have a look on her website if that sounds like something that would be interesting to you. Another gorgeous piece of fabric that I got from her. This all came in one parcel, so you can imagine how happy I was about this parcel. This was the November 2018 limited edition fabric. So Dawn does a limited edition fabric every month. The limited editions are lovely because you do actually get to see them before you buy them. So you get to see a picture of whatever that's going to look like. But look at the tones in there. They're just beautiful. The magentas, cerise. There are some darker sort of purpley blue tones in there. Really, really beautiful piece of fabric. So I have no idea actually what I'm going to stitch on that. I just bought it because it was beautiful. And you know, why not? Why not? It's all good for a bit of stash enhancement. And the lovely thing about having a stash of fabric is that when you want a new start, you know, you've probably got a suitable fabric hidden away in a stash. So, you know, otherwise I'm having to wait a month for something to be dyed and sent to me. We don't have, here in the UK, we don't really have very many stores that stock hand-dyed fabrics. So I personally buy my fabrics, generally speaking, online, usually from a couple of different sellers. And if I'm buying something for a particular project, I'm kind of taking a bit of potluck. Unless I've seen that fabric in real life before, I'm looking at what's on the screen, and we all know that colours sometimes distort on different screens, and it might look right on my screen, but then it comes in real life, and I've had to wait a month for it, and then it's not quite right. So actually having a stash is really nice for me, it works for me. And this was, this is my favourite actually, out of all of the fabrics that I got this month. Dawn, I love this, you have excelled yourself. This was the, I don't know if I can get it all in to show you the colours. So this was the October Facebook special. So Dawn quite often on her Facebook group will do just a special fabric purely for those that are on Facebook. So you just comment if you would like to buy a piece and she invoices you. I'm trying to move this around so that I can show you the lovely, lovely colours in these. I love it so, so much. A real kind of peachy, warm, apricotty tones. So that again is a 32 count linen. That tends to be my fabric of choice, 32 count linen. But I've just started dabbling in a 40 count. And as you've seen, some of my older pieces, excuse me, are still on Ada, but I don't buy Ada anymore. And actually some of the kits I've got, I'm probably going to swap out the Ada, unless they're full coverage, in which case I might as well just stitch on Ada because it's quicker and easier and nobody's going to see it at the end. But if they're not full coverage pieces, then I'm going to swap the kit fabrics out, I think, just because I think the look of a linen on finished piece is a bit nicer. So that's my haul. I had some lovely bits. I wanted to share with you, I don't know whether I'm going to do this every time, but I just wanted to share with you before I go a quote that I read this week, and it really it resonated with me, and it was along the lines of, "This simple day today is my favourite." And it was about making a decision when you get up that today is my favourite day. And for me, that said so much about kind of, do you know what? We can't change the past. We've all made mistakes. We've all done things that we would change if we were doing our time over, but we can't change it. And we don't know what's to come tomorrow. But today is the day that we've been given. Today is the day that we can make a difference, that we can make a change in our lives. Today is the day that we've been given to enjoy and to make the most of. And it's about making that conscious decision that today is my favourite day and I'm going to make the most of it. And it resonated so much with me, and I wanted to share that with you before we go. So I think that's me done. Oh my goodness, nearly an hour, and I never thought I'd be able to make a Flosstube this long, and here I am on number 2, nearly an hour. So thank you if you have stuck with me this long. I will try and put descriptions and everything in the box underneath. So please look there, or ping me something in comments if you want to know what anything is. Thank you for your time that you spent with me just now. Please, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe, and hit the little bell so that you get notifications whenever I post a new video. And in a world where you can be anything, be kind.